My mother called me sobbing at 5 a.m. to say my daughter had drowned, but she was standing right next to me in the kitchen drinking chocolate milk. The phone woke me before the sun did. I fumbled for it in the dark, and the second I heard my mom's voice, I knew something was catastrophically wrong. She wasn't talking. She was making a sound I'd never heard from her. This broken animal wail. "She's gone," she kept saying. "Emma's gone. They pulled her out of the lake. Baby, they pulled her out." My whole body turned to ice. And then at the exact same moment, from downstairs, I heard it. A little slap of bare feet on hardwood. The fridge door opening, a small voice humming to itself. "Mom," I said, and my own voice sounded like it belonged to someone else. "Emma's here. She's downstairs. I can hear her." "Don't do this to me," my mother sobbed. "The officer is standing right here. They found her bracelet." I didn't hear the rest. I was already down the stairs, taking them 3 at a time, my heart slamming against my ribs. I rounded the corner into the kitchen, and there she was, my 6-year-old, in her unicorn pajamas, standing on her tiptoes with the chocolate milk, a brown mustache already on her lip. Emma. I grabbed her so hard she dropped the cup. It shattered on the tile, and neither of us cared. I was crushing her against me, feeling her heartbeat, her warm breath, her little annoyed squirm. "Mommy, you're squishing me." I was crying into her hair. "Who's on the phone, Mom? Who did they find?" I could hear my mother go completely silent on the line. Then faintly, her asking the officer something, her voice climbing higher and higher. "They said they found a little girl at the lake. She had Emma's bracelet, the pink one with her name on it." I looked down at my daughter's wrist. There. The little beaded bracelet my mom had made her with the letters EMMA was gone. "Emma," I said, kneeling, trying to keep my voice level. "Where's your bracelet, baby?" She looked at the floor. "I gave it to Sophia at the sleepover. She said it was pretty, and she cried when her mommy dropped her off, so I gave it to her so she wouldn't be sad." Sophia, her best friend from down the street. They'd had a sleepover 2 nights ago at Sophia's house. The one with the pool, the one that backed right up to the lake. I put the phone on speaker with a shaking hand. "Officer, the bracelet isn't my daughter's anymore. She gave it to a friend, Sophia Reyes, on Maple Court." There was a long, terrible pause. I heard the officer step away, heard a radio crackle. My mom was breathing in these ragged gulps. We spent the next hour on the phone as it came apart, piece by piece. Sophia's parents had thought she was still asleep in her room. Her bed was empty. The back gate to the yard had been left unlatched. Sometime before dawn, a little girl in pajamas had wandered down to the water alone. They found her at the edge of the lake at 5:40 in the morning, wearing a pink beaded bracelet that said Emma. That's why they'd called my mother. That's why for 11 unbearable minutes my daughter was dead. Emma didn't understand what was happening. She just knew everyone was crying. She kept tugging my sleeve. "Is Sophia okay? Can she come over? I can make her unsad again." I couldn't answer her. I just held her. Sophia was 7. She was scared of the dark, and she loved my daughter more than anyone outside her own family. She'd cried at drop-off because she missed her mom, and my Emma, my kind, impossible, generous kid, had given away the one thing that was hers to make her friend feel better. And that small act of love was the only reason a stranger's phone call had gutted the wrong mother first. When it all sank in, when Emma finally understood that her friend wasn't coming over ever, she went very quiet. Then she looked up at me with her whole face crumpling. "It was my bracelet," she whispered. "They thought it was me because it had my name. Baby, no, this is not your fault. You did a good thing. You gave your friend something because she was sad. But she went to the lake." Her voice was so small. "Maybe if I didn't give it to her." "Emma, look at me." I held her face in my hands. "Nothing you did caused this. You loved your friend. Loving someone is never wrong." She cried herself out against my chest, and I held her the way I'd wanted to hold her from the second the phone rang. I walked to Sophia's house that afternoon. Her mother opened the door with a face I'll never forget. I didn't have words. I just handed her the little pink bracelet the officer had returned, and we stood in her doorway and held each other. 2 mothers, one of us impossibly lucky, and neither of us letting go.